So you're watching the Model 3 wish list next
on Now You Know.
All right, everybody. So Model 3, we're all excited for the Model 3 to come out. We don't know anything more than you do in terms of the price. We're basing all the prices that we're going to talk about in this episode off of the Model S. So we're probably a little higher than what the Model 3 is going to cost, but we figured that's probably a better way to do this than to try and underestimate. So let's start with my fake car that I'm planning on buying. I've filled it with options here just to max it out so you guys can see what the best case would look like in terms of options and the worst case in terms of price.
Zack, age 46. That's right. Favorite recent movie, Captain Fantastic. First car, 1980 Dodge Ram 150 van. Commute, none.
So my car would come out with, I'm on the list. We waited that day in line, so I figure I'm going to get the federal tax credit. So we figured my car, fully maxed out, will cost $120,250. A couple things I want to point out. We don't know what the biggest battery will be. So we're assuming there'll be a 100, but we could be completely wrong.
And we're also assuming that it'll go as low as 60.
Right.
But it probably won't.
It could go 50 to 90. We don't know. So again, we're just kind of giving what we think based on the S. You're going to spend a lot of money if you do like I'm doing on this car by getting the P, which we think is going to be about $33,000 extra.
Dang.
So if you want to go wicked fast, you're going to be spending a premium to get the P. If you want the biggest battery, then you're probably looking at about a $25,000 premium. So again, those are two areas where you can save a lot of money by getting something less.
Right.
I maxed out and got the multi-coat red, all-glass roof, 21-inch gray turbine wheels for $4,500. Again, I wouldn't do that. The full leather, the figured ash, and so that gets us to the $120,250. Now let's just go down the couch here. Jesse's not going to go quite as nuts.
Jesse, age 23. That's right. Favorite recent movie, Learning with Bobby and Brent. First car, 2000 Nissan Xterra. Commute, 1 hour, 45 minutes.
Right?
No, but I do want this car to sort of last me until a few more Tesla models. So, maybe I get the pickup truck, maybe I get maybe I get an X or something, or a Y. So I want this to last me for a while. I'll probably have to finance it for a while. But I think that I would want a matte black.
If they offer it.
If they offer it. If not, I'll find a way. Because that looks amazing in matte black.
And so that would be, we think, a $1,500 extra.
Yep.
You also like the all-glass roof.
All-glass roof, all the way.
On the S is a $1,500 extra.
Yep.
You're going to get the standard wheels to save some money.
Yep.
The textile black seats, which will save you some money. You're going to get the black headliner, which is standard. The figured ash is an extra of $750. Mm-hmm. You're going to get the 90 battery.
Yep. So, right now we have the Tesla Model X P90D. So that 90 battery got us across the whole country, not on one charge, but we always felt comfortable with the amount of battery level that we had. So I think that putting it in an even smaller and lighter car will get me even better.
So to get that, we think you're going to spend about $15,500 more to get that. You've said that you won't get the P. You'll live without it.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's going to be quick enough.
But you'd like the D, which means so motor in the front, motor in the back, which gets you all-wheel drive. And so that, we think, will be about a $5,000 extra.
Right, and I think that'll be good for the winter.
You are going to get enhanced autopilot.
Yep.
For that's $5,000. It could be cheaper by the time the 3 comes out. Full self-driving, you're going to get for $3,000.
Yeah, I want this car to be fully autonomous. I don't want to be missing out.
And the nice thing about that is if they do get that up and running, then a couple years down the road, you could be on the Tesla network and let your car go drive around for you and make money.
Absolutely.
The premium upgrades, you said yes to those. Those are things like the HEPA filter.
Yep.
The lighting system in the car, the fog lights, things like that. You said yes to that. So that's $3,500 extra.
Yep.
Smart Air suspension, you said no, don't need it.
I don't think that I really need it. We've used it on the Model X a little bit. I think it's helpful to be able to lower the car if you want to put stuff on the roof with the suction cups. You can check out our video on that.
They may not even offer it on the 3. We're not sure.
Right.
But anyway, you're saying no on that. The Sub-Zero weather package, you said yes. Why?
For the winter, I think that having the heated windshield wipers and the heated seats is huge. having the heated seats honestly means that you don't really need to turn on the air conditioner, the heat in
Is
the
it
car.
now? I was in a car the other day that didn't have the Sub-Zero package. It was a Model S,
Yeah.
and it still had heated front seats. So I think you still get heated front seats even in the base package.
But I'd want the back seats to be heated too.
Okay,
I think
because
that's
you
a
like your
nice-
friends. Okay.
like my friends.
Ultra high fidelity sound. You said yes. That's $2,500 more in the S and the X. You said you wanted that.
Yes, I've heard the sound that we get in the Model X. It's astoundingly amazing.
I've heard it
good.
in a without it in an S, and it wasn't as astounding. But it's still good. But
It's
it
still
wasn't
good.
astounding.
I think that I don't want to.
You want to rock out.
And I want this car to last me a really long time, and I don't want to feel like, oh, if only I bought the next car.
Okay, I hear you. And then lastly is the high amp charger. That's $1,500. You said yes, you want that. Why? What does that give you?
That's charging speed. That's time. I mean, $1,500. That's a small price to pay for the charging speed.
The total extras was $40,750.
Wow.
You get the $7,500 federal credit, but because you're over the $70,000 limit in this state, you're only going to get a $1,000 state credit instead of a $2,500 state credit. That depends on your state. So you're going to have a total price of $67,250 for your car.
Wow.
It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
when we were going through all the different upgrades there. Considering that yours is the fully loaded one and it's almost double the price.
Right.
It's
I
actually,
mean, the amazing part is getting the P is almost like buying another car.
Right.
Yeah.
Just in that cost.
Right.
So I mean that's pretty interesting.
that's actually cool.
Yeah, it is
that's,
fun.
that's good to know. That's why we're doing this, so you guys can get a sense of like what you're getting and what's worth it to you.
Right.
Because there's no right or wrong answers.
Nick, age 19. That's right. Favorite recent movie? Stranger Things, Netflix. First car, 2004 Honda Odyssey. Commute, 40 minutes.
All right, so Nick, we've kind of decided for you a few things. We're making this up here, just so you know. But we're going to pretend that Nick is not on the list, which he's not, and so he won't be getting any tax credits for this car. And we've decided that he's going to get the most stripped version possible.
And so
right?
let's just talk about that for a second. The reason that he's not getting any tax credits, not being signed up on the list, is because by the time he gets his car, it's going to be a few years and the tax credits dry up over the amount of cars that they sell.
Right, exactly.
So
So if
he's
you're not
gonna
on the
be-
list now, the chances of you getting any tax credit are slim. You might get half the federal tax credit or a quarter of it, but very unlikely because they're going to go fast.
Right. So
They're
that,
sure
that's
they're already all filled up.
Right.
for the
I think
first
they-
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so we're
so
pretending
won't
that
be-
Nick doesn't get his car for an extra year, and he doesn't get the credit. So he's going to get a black one. That's the only way that we know of at the moment to not get extra charges on paint. He's going to get the regular roof, so no sunroof, no glass roof. Sorry.
Aw.
You're going to get these standard wheels, which are the 19-inch wheels.
They still look really
They
good.
still look really
I mean,
good.
they're not just, they're not
Oh,
just your
yeah.
basic wheels.
You're going to get the textile black seats, the black top, the dark ash wood,
Which comes standard.
Which comes standard. You're going to get the 60 kilowatt battery or whatever the smallest battery is.
Which should get you about 215 miles of range.
At
That's,
least.
They said that at least that's what the base model will get, which
Right.
is pretty good.
He's not getting the P, he's not getting the D, he's not going to get enhanced autopilot or full self-driving. So that means that when he's on the road, he's going to be the one doing all the driving. Now, if he changes his mind or if he gets some extra cash some point down the road, he can turn on that the hardware will be in your car even if you didn't pay for it. So it's there waiting to be turned on at the flick of a switch when one day you impulse buy it, right? So just get on the phone with Tesla one day and be like, here's my credit card, man. And for $10,000, or we think, you'll be able to turn that on.
Can't wait for the day I have a $10,000 credit card limit.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many people when they get their tax money back 1 year are just going to be
True.
like, I'm
Tax
going
return.
for it.
I think that, and what a great thing to spend it on, because, you're saving yourself so much
Safety,
brain power.
brain power.
I wonder, can you, if it's just like a flip of a switch, are we
Hack
going to
it?
be, hack it, yeah.
I'm
Maybe
sure
I
you'll
feel
hack
like,
it.
there's got to be some people out there who are going to be like, well, I can just,
Yeah.
I'm sure that voids the warranty.
So
that's true.
premium upgrades, no. Smart air suspension, no. Sub-Zero weather package, no. Ultra high fidelity sound system, no. And the high amp charger, no. So his car, we are going to assume that he still gets the state credit of $2,500. So his car is going to cost him $32,500.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's reasonable.
Bobby, age 21. That's right. Favorite recent movie? Rocky, 1978. First car? 98 Saturn station wagon. Commute? 40 minutes.
All right, next is Bobby. And Bobby, we're going to pretend is on the list, which I think you are. Are you on the list?
Not on the list.
He's not on the list. Okay, but for this purposes, we're going to pretend that he's on the list and that he's going to get the full credit.
On the list.
But we're also going to pretend that he's going to get a stripped model just like Nick's. So we don't have to go through that again. He got the exact same car as Nick's. His car cost $25,000.
It's pretty good.
So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I just want to bring up the stripped version of the car will still go 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds.
Right.
Under 6
5.5
seconds.
seconds,
Yeah.
right? Somewhere in that range.
Which
So
for a car like mine, which I have now, it's a 2016 Honda. That goes to 0 to 60 in about 15 to 16
I mean,
seconds.
that's-
It's pretty slow.
Yeah.
You're
So compared to your average
tripling
car,
the acceleration.
And
it's
like-
really fast.
And like my car, I don't think they even really advertise that statistic.
Right.
It's a RAV4.
Yeah.
People don't really go 0 to 60 that much.
So you didn't trick it out at all?
yeah,
No,
no.
no.
Both sports mode.
I have a 4-cylinder
hydraulics
engine in
in
there, and it's 2-wheel drive. Like, oof.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
really-
the Model 3, even the stripped down version, will get to use the supercharger network. You'll get 1,000 miles a year for free, so you'll be able to supercharge it probably around 4 or 5 times for free. And so that's itself amazing. And the fact that you'll be able to travel anywhere in the country, or Canada, Mexico.
And once you go over that limit, it'll still be cheaper than gas.
Right.
So that's awesome.
And what's nice for people who are on the list in Massachusetts, especially early people, is that if they do end up getting that tax break for what is it we kind of discovered is maybe about $7,000, you can then spend that on some upgrades and
Right.
even it out so that you're spending a
So
normal amount of money.
that goes nicely into Brent's case.
Brent, age 29. That's right. Favorite recent movie? Spinal Tap, 1984. First car? 97 Nissan Maxima. Commute? 2.5 hours.
Because Brent does a really long commute, and as you can see from the intro, if you're going to drive that many hours on the road, getting autopilot makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I'm a road warrior.
So he's going to splurge for both the enhanced autopilot and the self-driving for $8,000. He's also going to upgrade his battery from a 60 to a 75 because his commute is so long. He doesn't want to have to worry if there's a day where he wants to drive to work and
Yeah,
home.
that's always been the scary thing before Tesla with electric cars for me is that, having such a long commute, if you get stuck in traffic or something, you don't want to run out of battery or, if you need to make an extra trip for whatever reason, you don't want to be scared and do I have to stop and charge for a couple hours if I'm going to do that? So this makes a huge difference for someone like me.
Right. And right now, the closest supercharger down your neck of the woods would probably be
Auburn.
Providence or Auburn.
Auburn is kind of near me.
Is close
yeah.
to you? Okay. And then up here, you'd have to go past us up to Seabrook or one of the New Hampshire spots at the moment.
Right.
So his car would come in. So basically, he's getting pretty much stripped everything other than the bigger battery and the self-driving and the enhanced autopilot. His car is going to have $14,500 worth of extras. He gets $10,000 worth of federal and state tax credits. So he's back down at $39,500.
wow. So I
It's
mean,
pretty great.
Yeah.
Now, we aren't even talking about the gas savings. I mean, the fact that gas is still pretty remarkably cheap right now. It's what, $2.25-ish a gallon,
Yeah, so
$2.30.
down my neck of the woods is closer to $2.12.
$2.12.
Leaving a little bit cheaper, but
So that's pretty cheap gas,
Yeah.
and yet you're still having a savings. We've calculated so far in our Model X, which is a bigger car than this,
right.
that you're about a third of the cost when you go to electricity.
And that's if you're paying for the electricity yourself.
Right.
So those 400 kilowatt hours that Tesla gives you every year, first of all, will probably go a bit further on the Model 3 because it might be more efficient because it's lighter and smaller. And second of all, I mean that's a huge gas saving. So I mean, let's say that's about 1,000 miles.
Right. Imagine if your Honda gave you 50 gallons of gas every year.
Right. Is it 1,000 miles?
Yeah, it's about 1,000 miles.
Wow.
That's like a free month of driving.
Right.
I know, that is pretty incredible. Not to mention the fact that as the price of gas goes up,
Right.
and electricity doesn't go up as fast as gas does, so
Right.
you're probably saving a ton of money every year in gas. It's estimated to be, if you drive on average, about $1,000 to $1,500 a year.
Right.
And we're probably going to see an increase in gas prices very soon because since we're at a low point, usually it goes up and down like
Right
that.
back.
Right.
So
Yeah, so that is our basic layout to give you an idea of what our wish list would be for the car, and so you can start to plan what you'd like to have in your car so that you can really start working towards your goal, because you've got still some time, right, to work towards it, and you don't have to have all that money in cash when you get to the dealer. You can actually do a loan, you can do a lease, so there's a lot of options there.
A lot of options.
But you want to know
get
ahead of time. You don't
really
want to get there
cool
and think
electric
that the number is 35,000 in your head and then be either disappointed or not have realized something that you should have realized now. So
Right.
go on to Tesla, pretend you're buying an S, check out all the options, because there'll be probably very similar options in the 3.
And if you are interested in buying an S or an X, maybe while you're on the website, you say, hey, you know what? I'm going to get so many options that it just makes sense for me to get an S or an X. Please use your referral code down below. If we get, one more
Yeah, we meet
referral
Franz.
code in the next probably 20 days since you're seeing this, we could meet Franz.
Who's the chief designer for Tesla, and we will definitely bring you along with a camera.
So
So that's an incentive, and you'll get $1,000 off your S or X.
that's a pretty good deal.
Win-win.
Win-win-win.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know.
What was it?
Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of Now You Know. If you're as excited as we are about the Model 3, make sure you hit that like button down there. Spreading the message of the sustainable energy movement is really important to our channel, and we hope it's important to you too. So make sure that you share our video with all your friends, and make sure to subscribe as well, because we put videos out like this every week, and we really want to make sure that you're not missing out on any of the fun. Videos like this one are really hard to make, and we spend a lot of time and energy putting work into making them for you. So we would really appreciate it if you could check out our Patreon page. We've left the link down below. There you can support us by just donating a couple bucks a month to help us buy some equipment and spend more time focusing on these videos to bring entertaining content for you guys to see. So thanks again for watching. I'm Bobby. Now you know.